Welcome back to another episode of the FlipSide podcast. I'm your host, Retro Ralph. In this episode, it's all about Pinball Expo 2024. We're live here from Schaumburg, Illinois. We got a chance to talk with Cale and Rachel at Electric Bat and all about their Pinball Expo 2024 experience, as well as Jamie from Wormhole Pinball. The podcast was recorded live, but I had a little bit of problems with the first half of it, so you're kind of joining the middle of the conversation, but you're not going to miss much, I promise. Put your comments below after you watch it. I want to know what you guys think about all the things we shared, and I hope you enjoy the show. Yeah, and I think and that's what's awesome. They're usually pretty good about getting that stuff up to speed quick and everything.
But Stern's booth.
Oh my gosh.
The carpet, padded carpet.
The carpet,
it's vital.
dude.
It's very, very important.
It's so important. My feet. I don't know.
You don't even need shoes.
I don't know if you guys want to know this.
You definitely need shoes at Expo.
Oh, okay.
My stepfather used to come home from work and say, like, my dogs are howling.
Yeah.
And I always wondered what that meant. But you go to a conference like this, and you can like be back at the room, and there's like this pulsing in your feet. Like your feet are messed up.
Hot tub.
See, I told you they know exactly what to do.
Yeah.
I take naps. That's my difference. I've been napping every day.
Oh, that works.
It has worked.
Yep.
It has worked.
We do the hot tub,
right?
In the morning and at night, and then
you do it twice.
Yeah. The pools. Have you been down there?
No,
it's a saltwater pool.
There is an amazing gym with
what
every piece of equipment. So I walk 2 miles, lift some weights, then you get in the jacuzzi. We still have time.
Yeah. What time's your flight leave? We're good.
Yeah.
What time do you guys leave tomorrow?
4. Yeah, we'll be here all day.
Oh, I thought you said 4 in the morning.
No, 4 p.m. Yeah, so pool party tonight. Anybody listening?
That's awesome.
Yeah. I should add on the Electric Bat page like an FAQ about how to do a convention.
I
actually think that would be valuable. People want to hear that.
We'll talk about it.
No, that's an Electric Bat.
No, but you'll have ideas. And
okay.
And I can put them in there.
Things you'll want to talk about.
Yes.
So, all right, I agree with you. The booth, but last year, if you remember, last year they didn't do the red carpet. So last year the feet were hurting last year.
Right.
That was a smart little thing to upgrade.
Bond was 2 years ago because they had the carpet.
Last year's Venom,
yeah, that's right. Because they had the carpet for Bond.
Right.
No carpet. Venom didn't get the red carpet. No. What's up with that?
Seems par for the course now.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't get anybody want to buy a Venom LE because I want Metallica.
Oh, that Metallica.
Are you getting a Metallica?
You can come play
ours. We ordered one. We ordered.
Okay, yeah. I think the premium's amazing. So, that's really the premium or the LE's your option, right?
Correct.
There's no Pro.
Right.
So, Metallica was that was a nice surprise. So, I had talked to Zach Sharp and said, hey, what's going on this week? And he said, we're going to have some people over. It was it was kind of like the non-normal crowd kind of that was going over. And I didn't know what we were going to do. I said, and this is before they announced Metallica, right? So I messaged him and I go, this is when the rumors started heating up more, that it was the reality that it was going to happen.
Right.
And so I just texted him, I go, so are we going over to see Metallica? Because I've already sort of done the tour, so that'd be cool. And he just threw up the, he's like,
nice.
Yeah. So that was a nice surprise. And I played pinball. It was weird. I was in some kind of weird pinball vortex. I posted this really good score. I GC'd the game, and I was like, and that doesn't happen. This is not a good, I'm not.
Oh, you're good.
No, you don't know. No, you don't know. There's no consistency, zero freaking consistency. Yeah, it's bad.
Okay.
Yeah, it's bad. I've been doing all your tricks. I'm putting my hand behind my back. I'm saying different seances.
Breathing.
Sage.
Are you doing my breathing exercise?
You didn't tell me about the
breathing. Okay, so before you play, and this is especially.
Do you know about this?
No. He's about to learn.
All right.
So if you're playing a tournament, it's a high stress thing, your adrenaline's up. This works. This is science. You breathe through the nose as much as you can. You fully fill your lungs. Okay. And then when you can't get any more air, with your mouth you go and suck in. Now your lungs are fully inflated, and you slowly let it out through your nose, and I just did it, and it lowers your adrenaline.
Are you hearing about this for the first time, or is this?
Oh no, this is. Okay. So Cale and I actually both legit follow a lot of sports science stuff. We're just both interested. I do a lot of trail running and hiking and things, and he fights all the time. So we have, I mean, like
With like everyone. No, I'm
y-
just-
yeah, like
no.
in
for competition.
sanctioned fighting with everyone.
Yeah.
So we're both really interested in these types of things, and they translate to pinball extremely well because everyone says like, oh, I don't know if I want to play in a tournament. You know, I'm one of those people that I play really well when I'm on my own, but then I shit the bed whenever I go in a tournament.
Yeah.
Well, that like every single person is that way until you can control your adrenaline and your emotion. That's the key to winning a tournament, is being like calm and having a good time. So some people address that with music, and that's why they're always listening to their headphones, because that puts them in a certain headspace.
Yeah.
But there's physiological tricks that you can do to force your body, your heart rate to go down, and just to put your physiology in a calmer state. You will perform better.
I
every
actually believe
time.
that this is my problem, because if I go into a tournament maybe with something that I did to myself that might lower my overall stress level, I play better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, some people do it with 2 beers,
So,
some
but-
people do it with a joint.
But yeah, maybe
some
a
people
breathing exercise be a bit
Right.
more healthy. So that's a good tip. Like I actually think
It
that's a
is.
good tip.
And this works with anything. Like after you buy another LE and you have to explain it to your finance guy or your wife, you
Yeah.
you breathe in, they just release it very slowly and then make the call.
You know, the CEO and the CMO and the CFO. Oh, did I say CFO already? Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
all the same at Retro Ralph LLC. It's just Ralph.
Oh,
I have
lucky
to,
you.
I have to convince myself
Lucky
that it's
you.
a good idea.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I'm like, yeah, this sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
So, all right, I know we talked about X-Men. That's like kind of been out there for
Yeah.
a while. But the thing that I want everyone's feedback on, because I've been going there every day and I've been looking at the line. It's long, and you know, the Alice's it's really hard to say that. Alice's Adventures. Is it Adventures or Adventure in Wonderland?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
All right, whatever it is. Alice in Wonderland.
Alice
we'll
in
just shorten
Wonderland
it.
is fine.
Yeah.
I will say this: the line has been kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if the line is a reflection of how good the game is, but so I didn't play it. So I'd like to know some feedback.
Yeah, I played it. Did you play it?
We played it.
We
yes.
played it, and we're here to report.
Okay, you
All right,
ready?
let's start.
Who
Let's
wants
start
to-
one
You-
thing. No, but before we do that, let's break it down to 2 sections.
Okay, cool.
Okay, because if we do 2 sections, I think it's more fair, like a fair assessment.
Yes.
So let's just do like aesthetics first, like what the game looks like before we get into like gameplay and all that. So,
It's beautiful. I mean, the game is beautiful. I think it's really pretty. I think the art is absolutely beautiful. I
Yeah.
think the aesthetics of it is a very pretty game.
What I'm most impressed about are there are no flat plastics. They're all
Yeah.
like sculpted. Now on location, these are not going to last, but I think in the home it would be fine. But man, the work they put into this stuff.
Solid.
I mean, I think that has to be hand painted.
I mean, it must be. I
Yeah.
think. Maybe.
And yes, that's actually my favorite part of the game are the sculpts and the topper, that Cheshire cat
Yes.
with the little
oh
with
my
the
gosh, the toppers.
Yeah.
screens in
yeah.
the eyes, making them do all the like spirally stuff. That is super cool. I am not 100% on board with the aesthetics. I feel like it's sort of shotgun coloring, and just the general feel of it, I guess, is maybe not my thing.
Okay.
I'm a big, Alice in Wonderland is fine.
And I think as the resident artist at the table, you're going to have a good opinion on that. All right.
I feel that my opinion is good. Yeah.
Yeah,
so.
of course. Of course, yes. You're like, yes, it's actually the only. No. Okay, so everyone agrees it's, to various degrees, but almost for the consensus. Because when I ask people,
It's cool looking.
yeah, everyone says it's cool looking. Like, there's some unique things that I haven't seen on a pinball machine before. Like, I've never seen a side rail that had RGB lighting on the outside. I mean, that was
I
kinda
forgot to
cool.
mention that. That is
Yeah.
gorgeous.
I mean, that's pretty cool. And then the thing I think is kind of neat is they went to, I always get his name wrong. I think it's Davey. Is it Davey at Stumbler? I think it's
don't know.
Davey. If it's not Davey, then I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure it's Davey. But he, he has this special PCB that he made, so it controls all the lighting. And so they partnered with him so that they didn't have to, develop that themselves.
Wow.
And so you can customize all that stuff, too. I don't know how many people are going to do that, but you can connect. It has its own Wi-Fi network. You can connect with your phone and change the colors and the patterns. And all that stuff.
Interesting.
So I think for, the hardcore collector, even though this has nothing to do with gameplay or playing it,
Right.
if it's
Yeah,
just
but
an
they'll
art
geek
piece,
on that,
yeah,
yeah.
the art piece and the nerdy collector side of it, that is kind of cool.
Yeah.
It gives you some level of customization that you don't usually have. But yeah, so outside of the fact that it looks pretty, or we mostly think it looks pretty to various degrees, what about game? I did not play it, and all I saw was the trailer. The trailer was kind of like not as well put together as like a Jersey Jack or a Stern trailer, right?
Right.
Or yeah, like what was it? What did it play like?
So you can't. It's hard to get up top in the upper
Okay.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not easy to do. And so it was only set for 2 balls. I waited 45 minutes to play a 2-ball game, and I couldn't get up top.
Right.
So I can't really give a full opinion of the darn game, because that's really where I wanted to go.
Right.
Is up there and see these magnets and see what was going on up there, and I could never get to it.
I did get up top, and the magnets didn't work.
Oh.
So I don't know if they broke here or if they're not coded. I don't know what's going on.
Right.
But I got up there, and it kind of bounced around, and I'm like flipping. I'm like, I think
Nothing
there's
happened.
supposed to
Yeah.
be something
Okay.
that happens, and it didn't, and it came back down. The flippers, to me, make it difficult. I can't overlook that flipper feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's, what is that, mushy? What is the word for
Is it as good as a Hankin?
Ooh.
that Hankin
That
feeling?
Hankin feeling?
Man, I
That's
love it.
I love the
I
Hankin.
love the
We'll talk about
Hankin. We'll talk about
later.
Hankin later, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're like, what, I don't.
Well, it's, I mean, it's just, they're laggy.
Oh, you think there's some lag in it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, almost all flippers that aren't Stern flippers, I mean, it just has to do with the operating systems they're using, and there's just lag in it. They all kind of feel kind of mushy, you know?
Well,
But I don't
yeah.
usually notice that. Like, I don't care about that on a Jersey Jack. Cale is more sensitive. So these are like a step beyond. There's, I feel like they weren't. That because that's so much of how you play pinball is flipping the
Right.
flippers.
Yeah.
If that feels weird to me, and maybe it's something you would get used to. Like you said, we only got to play a 2-ball game, and because it's only 2 balls, and you don't know the rules, it's your first time playing it. You're
Yeah.
not getting far enough into the game to know
Right.
if you did I do something cool? Is there something cool coming?
What did you think of the top ramp, the in the middle? I had a tough time getting up it.
I hit it one time,
I'm
and
not
you
sure
had
if I
to be
hit it.
on
you
it.
have to be on.
On,
Perfect.
yeah.
But I think they'll have to fix that with the flipper power. Or
Something,
right? 'Cause
yeah.
It wasn't as
And-
bad as Rick and Morty left.
And
but it is
they
pretty
may
high.
be, lots of times when companies are debuting, a machine, they dial back the flippers,
Oh, okay.
so you don't break something or.
Yeah.
And
so
also
that-
because this is getting played nonstop, right? These flippers have been active
Oh, that's
for
true. Yeah, they
like
could be fading a little
for
bit
like
from
12
that too.
hours solid. So I'm sure
Right.
there's some significant flipper fade. They
Yeah.
probably feel much better in the home.
Yeah, no, I could see that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's definitely part of it. But I'm always like, the reason why I went over to Jersey Jack this week too, just I talked to Ken Cromwell, and I was
Yeah.
like, hey, I was like, look, I admittedly haven't really explored that catalog of games. And so I said, hey, I'd love to come over, and he let me do that. And there's something, and maybe it's because my introduction to pinball was really through Stern games, so I got used to that. There's like this power that comes in that flipper that I really like.
Yeah.
And
Right.
I feel like sometimes when I'm playing a game that's lack of power, I'm like, I find myself like I'm pushing on it like I'm gonna make it go harder, but I'm not going to. Like it just
Right.
is that way.
And there's nothing they can do to fix that. Stern's just so far ahead of everybody else.
When it comes to that,
Yeah.
I think when I finally do play it, which is probably not going to be till like almost midnight tonight, I'm guessing, because the lines have been crazy. Like I think I'm probably gonna have that same feedback.
Yeah.
I want it to like feel like it's got power.
Yeah.
And then the older games, like I feel like I'm okay with it. I don't know.
They don't have to go
Yeah.
It doesn't have to go up a ramp,
Yeah.
right? It just has to make it to the top of the play
Yeah.
field.
Yeah, I noticed that a little bit in, and it could be flipper fade too that you're talking about, but on Avatar, one of the avatars that was in the booth, it was probably, I mean, it was constantly being used, but like I couldn't get it to go all the time to like the upper, like that upper ramp on the, I think it's on the left-hand side.
I think we pushed our power up on the avatar that we have at the back.
Sure.
Right? We
Yeah.
adjusted that
Okay.
and made it much stronger.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the first thing I did. Yeah.
All right, I got to ask you guys something about Jersey Jack that I think I discovered, which I'm sure everyone just knows, but I didn't realize that, and I don't know if this is the default settings, that like if
The
I
extra
get
balls?
no, but if I get like one warning, and then like I got one warning on that ball,
Okay.
my next ball that one warning carries over.
That's a setting.
You can
that a
you
setting?
can
Okay.
fix that.
Okay,
Yeah,
so,
that's
so
weird.
that must be the default behavior then?
I think
like out of the box?
I think so because it was like that on Godfather when we got it, and we had to fix it. That is a weird
That's
setting.
kind of a weird thing to me
yeah.
because,
they're doing things differently over there. Yeah. I don't know if it's good or bad, but yeah.
Yeah, I think.
I
Well,
don't,
'cause, you know,
I
they
don't know
give
what
you-
that. I don't. All right.
Well, because they also do the thing where your extra balls come at the end of the game instead of at the end of your
Yeah,
ball, so
yeah.
that like it just throws people.
I
in a
think
tournament
they're
setting,
trying
it's
to do
confusing.
things differently on purpose to
separate
themselves, and
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
if that's working or
I'm
not.
getting a little
but-
bit of feedback that maybe the audio is a little quiet, so I'm gonna try to
All
adjust
right.
that really quick here.
Cool.
But-
No worries.
All right, give me 1 second here. Let's see. We don't want it to be quiet, obviously.
Yeah, crank it up.
Yeah, you need to hear all of these gems, hot
Or
tubs.
or
Hot
even
takes.
maybe crank it up on the OBS side. You know how to do all that.
I have it. The funny thing is, I have it all
yeah.
the way up on the OBS side, so I'm
Hey,
not like.
bring it up to your mouth a little bit more.
Let me see there.
There
Let's
you
try
go.
not to
One,
pop
two,
my
check.
peas.
One,
Yeah,
two.
Popping peas.
You
is
sound
the
good.
real-
You know what? I love these
I'm
microphones.
The
pumping it
roads
up
are
big
nice,
time
aren't they?
now.
Is
I
that
got a road.
pod mic, huh?
Yeah, these are nice
Yeah.
mics. I
Do you
think. All right.
what do you use?
I use the Audio Technica.
But it's yours is like one level up from this, huh?
One level.
One level.
All right, we're so jacked up.
We're geeking out on gear.
Well-
People love all this, the behind the scenes talk.
Do they?
Yeah.
I hope so.
All right, well, let me know what you guys think about that audio level. That's about as best as I can do right now. So I think that's probably going to be a bit better. So we
All
should
right.
be good to go now.
I'm gonna redline this thing.
Yeah, I know we might. So I think
Yeah.
I'm good though. So all right, so we covered. Is there anything else to talk about Alice? I mean, is there anything? I mean,
They stayed working. I think that's
Yeah.
that
important.
is a good plus.
I
yeah.
I never saw him taking the glass off. That's
No.
impressive.
Yeah, that's good.
They
Yeah.
had
That's good.
two, and they brought in a third in, and then
Right.
they changed it to 3-ball,
Uh-huh.
and that's why the line is still as long as it is. Because
Okay.
today they went to 3-ball, which is great. I think I
Okay.
might go and try to play it a little more today and
Yeah.
see if I can progress. Because I had 2 balls locked, but
Oh.
I screwed up ball 2. So
We'll give it another shot.
give it another chance.
We'll tell them who we are.
Yeah.
We're
well,
three
and-
ball. We're ball 3 guys, and
Yeah,
without that ball 3.
Yeah.
All right. The only other thing I will say about Alice, and maybe this is why I'm like less excited about it, is when we're only making 500 of a game, and it's a game that's that cost that's as expensive as it is. Like
Right.
I don't feel like it's not gonna be accessible to a bunch of people. So like the people that play it here most likely will only play it here and maybe never play it ever again.
Right.
True.
So it's like it's cool that it exists. But am I going to see one on location in Phoenix, Arizona?
No.
Probably not, right? So, or anywhere else in the country, maybe.
Yeah.
To me, it's more geared toward like a collector. So,
Right.
So that makes me less excited. It's exciting for the people coming here, but less exciting for people at home going, where am I going to play this
Yeah.
one day? You know what I
It'll
mean?
be a show game, like when you see a Big Bang Bar or what's the gangster game?
Kingpin.
Kingpin. It's going to be something like that you see at conventions. Our friend Hans did buy one to put at his location
Hans is buying everything, by the way.
with a Ninja
Ninja Eclipse.
Ninja Eclipse.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's super cool. Yeah, but for the most part, you're not going to see these on location.
Where is Hans? Is he California?
Somewhere in California.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know where?
No.
Yeah, Southern California probably. I would guess.
I do know I'm supposed to be interviewing him for the podcast, for the Wormhole podcast. So that's gonna be
Wormhole
cool.
podcast.
Yeah.
Where can we find that?
Anywhere you download podcasts.
Are you
And on YouTube,
You on
too.
YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
All right, just making some minor adjustments. So, all right,
All right.
so I think we're good on Alice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many people do we have in here? Did somebody just subscribe?
I think I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it's calculating it correctly. It says only 12. That would be
Good
that would be-
deal.
that
Well,
would
thank
be-
you for joining
Yeah,
us.
yeah. But what we're gonna do is I think I'll end up taking this and actually turning it into video and uploading it, so then that way
Oh, cool.
it'll get more exposure.
There
But,
we go.
This was a little last minute thing to do the live
Yeah,
stream.
Ralph just thought he could do it, and he did it.
Yeah.
He's
I
like,
was we
let me
can
see
make
if
it
I can
happen.
do it.
Yeah, I was like, we can make it happen. But all right, so anything else at the show? I mean, those were the major things, like Avatar, obviously. I feel like I got some exposure to that.
Right.
I like it the more I play it, I feel like. In the beginning, I was kind of not warmed up to it. And you actually got a chance to go out and see it before anybody, really.
I
out
saw
to-
it,
and-
and now we have one on location.
yeah, you have one at the bat, right?
Yeah. Yeah. The biggest issue is it's extremely easy
It's a really long player.
Yeah, I mean, we have guys that are like playing so long that they're getting tired of it and just like letting their ball drain. Because I think I don't know if it's every single multi-ball, but most of them there are unlimited like out-of-balls. I mean, so they just keep coming, and even if you're just like a decent player, you can play for an hour. I heard they're going to fix that in the code and then add audio. There's no audio in the clips, which is weird. Because
I mean, most times, like you use like Jaws for example. I mean, the movie clips are from the movie with the audio, and they kind of tied that into what's going on.
Right. And the Foley is so important. I mean, in Avatar you have battles, space battles or wherever they are. I don't know. Is it space?
Well, they're in water.
Are they in water?
In this one, they're in water.
Okay.
And in the trees.
Cale is flexing his knowledge of the movie Avatar. So
yeah, I've never seen it. I haven't seen either one. I haven't seen either one.
Yeah,
but
sad,
there's
really.
battles with machine guns. There's a whale splashing, and it's completely silent. I mean, it's just a huge misstep with the team there.
But I can see like. I bet they're probably trying to figure that out.
Yeah,
like,
they said they
I
are.
would think.
They said they are. Yeah,
That's a must. I mean, they have to do that.
Yeah.
You got to sync
I
it.
guess for me, the one thing is, if you were buying that, like I think that's kind of like a game you put at home, and it's like because I actually think Jersey Jack is more of like also an at-home game, and it's not just
100.
It's not
yeah.
just influence from what you guys said on earnings. They just seem like those kinds of games. I mean, when you tell me that the rules for the game is this like poster I got to put up, then I'm like, all right, well, either I'm going to spend like $100 on location to try to figure that out.
Right.
But I just feel like it's more of a home game.
Sure.
So, like that, I don't know, like that progression through the game, it just makes those games long. Like when you said they're playing it for half an hour, like that's not good for location. You don't want them playing it for half an hour.
Correct. Right.
So
yeah.
I should make it $2.
yeah.
That's not a bad
Trust me, you'll get your money's worth.
But I mean, as someone that I'm also not like big into, I watched the movies once.
Yeah.
I'd seen the first one, but I haven't seen them after that. I didn't see the second one or anything. I know they're making more. It's just not something that like, it's not anything against the game. I'm just not necessarily like this big Avatar fan.
Yeah.
So it doesn't speak to me as much.
Did
as
you see anyone wearing Avatar shirts around here?
Right.
Is there any
No.
Avatar merch?
Have you
what I
ever
mean?
seen an Avatar shirt?
No.
Yeah.
That's what
No.
I mean, it's not like a merch type of
We
franchise.
gotta calm down on this because they might not invite me back to Jersey Jacks. No, I'm just
I
kidding.
I never got
Look,
the invite.
you're not going to be the only one.
I'm kidding.
So,
He might not get an invite back. I don't know.
I'm kidding. I don't know. No, they seem pretty cool over there.
Yeah, they're great. They're really great people.
Yeah.
All right, well, what else? So there's some oddities at the show that probably are less interesting. Like I was hearing that there was a company there that wanted to try to make a pinball machine for under $1,000. They brought a cabinet with no playfield.
Here we go.
So-
I knew this is coming.
So
I just think
us
it's
three.
It's a very interesting idea, but
It is. So we, Rachel, Jamie, and I, we are walking with some of the first people on the floor, and we're walking through. Hey, let's see what's going on.
Yeah.
This is the first booth we stopped at, and we're like, oh, it's very cool.
It's like the size of a zizzle.
Now I had already heard about
I
this
think
thing,
that-
so I knew what was going on.
Yeah.
And it's a tiny cabinet, almost like a one-up size. They
Yeah.
they
In fact-
actually did the one-ups.
yeah. They
Yeah.
had some,
And so this company, so it has it there, very cool artwork with a rabbit, and it looks, almost like Tim Burton-like. And then there's just, when you look in the playfield, it's just a black piece of wood.
Yeah.
And I knew what was going on, but Jamie,
have
what
not-
was your experience? You're like,
Oh, you were like looking for the playfield. Like, where
I
is
was
this
like,
thing?
let's go.
I want to play.
I wanna play.
Where's the start
Like,
button?
hey, bud. There's no playfield in it yet.
They're like, no. So we're not ready yet. I was like,
the best part was like, so how is this going to work?
that's what I said. I'm like, how is this gonna work?
Wait, so you didn't? So no one? You just like went up to it and you're looking at it,
Yeah,
going, like, what's
trying
going
to
on?
play it.
Oh no!
Like, because maybe.
I had no idea.
I think you said, is it going to come on?
Yeah.
Is this gonna turn on?
oh my god!
Like
What are we doing?
So
Like, how much money did you spend? No, I'm not trying to.
okay,
But
so,
you spend a lot of money on a booth that doesn't turn on. That doesn't make any sense
so
to
here's
me.
the thing. I'm a big believer that if you're gonna go to a trade show, and this isn't a knock. Well, it's gonna. Well, it kind of is, I guess.
Yeah.
But if I'm gonna go to a trade show and I'm gonna market my new product, there is the such thing as like early prototype stuff, right? But I don't think for me, if this was me in my company, I don't think I'd go there with an empty cabinet because I want to get people hyped. And if this is and I've got all these pinball enthusiasts flying in from all these different countries, like this is a massive opportunity.
Yeah.
And if I do that and you walk up to it and you're like, when's it going to go on?
Yes.
That's not good. And how many other people had that same experience as you did?
Oh, 1 in 10. 1 in 5 were like, probably like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And it has this super high polished chrome lockdown bar that, like, you know, you go up to touch it because you think you're going to play it, and then you realize you've, like, greased up
Right.
the product.
It looks,
So you
it looks
step
like
away.
a one-up at Costco. It's just like covered with shit.
Yeah, it looks like
Yeah.
kids with
Oh,
Cheetos
no.
and pizza have been all, even if it's, you know, a clean adult.
Well, I
like
grabbed
it's-
it and I put my thumbprints all over it.
He's
And I
trying to,
was
like,
and I
wipe
went,
it off
"Oh,
with his
shit."
arm.
You started apologizing.
I
yeah.
apologized right away because I was like, oh, I didn't mean to do that. And then I asked you if you could turn it on. It's obviously not going to turn on 'cause
Right.
it's just black.
Yeah,
Now,
but
there may
you're
be
right.
real Cheetos. There may be some actual Cheetos
There
and
might be.
pizzas on there, but
This was a major misstep by
Yeah,
this company.
100%.
This is a horrible showing.
We got like a little wooden token.
Yeah, they should have come and attended and checked out what was going on.
Yeah.
And then came back next year with a working machine, or there's other conferences. But
Sure,
just
or get ready for TPF.
what was the point of this? I mean, we're very into pinball. We walked up and we're like, oh, you don't have anything? Okay, peace. You know.
Yeah, I feel bad for the guy.
Right.
He
Right.
told me 10 times that he worked for One Up, and they created One Up, and I was like, oh,
Cool.
I really don't
Cool.
know what that is that much.
But now they have a chance to back up and punt, I think.
yeah, I mean, we can move on from this. I just thought it was kind of interesting. I just thought it was kind of interesting because I thought it was interesting, but I don't know. Do you guys know that it's not a full? It's a smaller ball and all that. Did you learn all that?
I didn't.
know.
No, it's a
No.
little ball. So it's like the ball size of when you're fighting the little crab in Avatar. It's like that size ball.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Like
it
the
might
ball
be
on Bonsai
It
Run?
might be slightly bigger. He told me how many millimeters it was, but I
Oh
forgot.
my gosh.
So it's a smaller ball. Yeah. So
What a weird, but it's supposed to come out and be available at like Target
So
or
check
places
this
like
out.
that for less than $1,000.
yeah, but this is what I found out from talking to them. Well, I
Oh.
didn't actually talk to them on site. It was kind of like through email because I did walk. No, you're gonna get me in trouble. I did. I walked by it. I booked an appointment with them, and I walked by it, and I was like, I canceled the appointment because I was like, there's no point. Like, I don't
Yeah.
there's nothing I'm
Yeah.
gonna be able to.
What are we gonna
get
talk
from this.
about? Yeah.
So the thing is, they're gonna do a Kickstarter, so it's either gonna succeed or fail. So yeah.
Based on what we saw?
Hold up.
Yeah, so no one's ever gonna play this. You're gonna play it when you get it, if it even pass, if they even make the
No,
money.
this is deeper.
Absolutely not. And we know how much it costs just on the part side. Cale and I know what
Yes.
things cost. And whenever he said we're going to build it, it's going to have, because I thought it was going to be virtual. Like, okay, well, you could put a
That's
TV
what I
in
kinda
there.
thought, too.
They said, no, this is going to be actual physical pinball. Thinking, like, there's a reason that the Stern Home Edition costs, what,
Yeah.
$4,700 or whatever
Right.
it costs. And you cannot make a pinball machine with physical parts in it for less than $1,000 and
Right.
make money. Like, I don't think you can even make the machine for that much,
Right.
even in bulk. So I was kind of wondering about that, but I thought, oh, like, I'll just find out later whenever, because they seem, I am the one-up guy. Like, they've made
Yeah.
cheap things before. But a one-up has like 6 buttons and a monitor
Yeah, it's virtual
and
pinball,
some
yeah.
like press board, but pinball has to have like metal parts that go bing, 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 and electricity.
The only way I can conceive they could get away with this if there's just like some very rudimentary stuff and the only actual moving parts are the flipper mechs.
Oh, maybe it's like one of those rubber bands.
It just bounces around, right?
Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, you're really selling
Yeah,
it.
this thing's spectacular. I can't wait. Where do I sign up for this Kickstarter? Because the rubber band thing you just got.
Yeah.
I mean, this is amazing.
And it's Alice is the first game. Did you know that?
No,
Yeah,
it
I
really
did.
is.
So
yeah.
I wasn't aware. I mean, I just didn't know that. Like, I guess Alice. I didn't know Alice was like public domain, so
Yeah.
anyone could do whatever they want.
so
with it.
everybody
Yeah.
wants to
Yeah.
use it.
Yeah. So I don't. I said
Well,
weird.
I felt bad for the dude.
Here-
I really did. I was
here's
like
the-
shaking his
right,
hand.
right.
I'm like, hey, good luck. And
Besides all of these logistical problems, here's the biggest problem they have. Why are they trying to make a $1,000 pinball machine? They already exist. You can go get a classic Bally.
Yeah.
You can and they're good. You can go get a good $1,000 pinball
think-
machine.
Yeah, I mean, it may be 2,000 now. The market's
Yeah.
changed
Right.
a little bit, but still, at that price point, you can get something
You can
awesome.
get nobody wants what they're even thinking they can pull off.
How much
Yeah.
did a Zizzle cost new? Was that $500?
I can't remember.
I think they were, because I looked it up recently. I think they're like $4.99.
Yeah, I'm thinking they were $500, and that, and that felt like just a really like the little plastic things that we had with the BBs in them when we were kids, but bigger.
Yeah.
So,
And that was the Zizzles were small balls too, right? It wasn't a full-size pinball, I
Yeah.
don't think.
yeah, so this we're really looking
Yeah.
at Zizzle 2.0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
You know what? I like the thing with that had the water in it, and you'd pump it, and then
The little balls or
and
hoops.
the hoop. You try to get the hoop, man.
Yeah.
Hours.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
go over to the booth later. You're gonna be pouring like a gallon of water. And you're like, dude, just trust me. This is version 2. I got this. Like, just put some water and some fish. This is gonna be.
This is
badass.
how great things happen. Yeah.
It's gonna be the next ice cold beer, but it's gonna be like a gigantic water.
All right, so I'll close off on this. What I think these guys are doing, it's all these ex-executives. There's toy company people. They built toys.
Okay.
So this is going to be a toy category thing, right?
Right.
And I think what they're trying to do is they all like struck lightning in a bottle with the one-up stuff, and I think they're going to do that same thing for pinball. I just think that is a flawed idea to begin with. I don't want to be negative. I just don't think it's going to do what they think it's going to do. But their mission supposedly is like, I'll just make pinball accessible for everyone. I think is what they want to do.
Which is
but-
admirable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. But then I look at I know that the Stern Home stuff is not quite that price point, but I feel like that would be a better, fair representation of what a pinball machine is.
Sure.
Versus what this
And those things are selling.
Yeah, and they are.
Yeah.
They are selling. And
Yep.
everyone was talking all this crap that they weren't going to be able to sell them. And I don't know, people think that people in Costco don't do dumb things. I buy the dumbest shit in Costco.
Right.
I'm like,
Right.
we need a trampoline. It's like, what?
There's
I don't
like
need a trampoline. I don't even know
$6,000 massage chairs. You know.
Yeah.
Like, you buy dumb shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's made, that place is designed for you to
Right.
buy dumb stuff.
Our economy is booming.
Yeah.
We are buying some dumb shit.
I'm like, I need 700 things of Old Spice deodorant. I don't know why. Like, for 100 years, I'm going to be smell
Right,
like my grandfather.
right,
You know
right.
what I mean? It's like awesome.
yeah. Preparation H. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of it.
I'll
I
never
can
have
do
to buy this
anything.
again.
Wait, I forget. What's preparation H for again?
Well, you put it under your eyes it shrinks things.
Okay.
But
It's for hemorrhoids.
you know, some people use it for the bags under
Sure
their
they do,
eyes, but that's
sure.
not the main
I was
use,
trying to see if
right?
there was any pinball application for preparation H.
Maybe if you've been standing too much or eating bad food, it shows. And
Yeah.
Like, can we add this
straining.
to the Cale Rachel kit, or is this
No,
not
this is not going
This is
our.
But we're gonna
outside.
have some great stuff in there.
I like,
Yeah.
dude. You guys need to do
Yeah.
like a go bag for conference thing.
Convention prep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and a go bag. Like, what
Yeah.
do you put in the Cale Rachel bag?
Yeah, it'll be
That's
on
gonna
electricbatarcade.com.
Are you guys seriously gonna do that?
I'll
I'm
do
gonna
that.
do it. We're
Yeah.
gonna do
Like,
it.
that's a badass idea.
And we'll get with you on it too.
Oh, can't wait.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Wormhole. Is that
Yeah.
kinda how it's gonna go?
Well,
You gonna fund this?
yeah.
thing?
We'll mention
Such
Jamie.
a good idea.
Sounds awesome.
I have to have
I mean,
it.
it's better than a fish pinball machine, right?
It is.
Oh, are we getting that? Fish?
No, not fish the band. No, not fish. No, see, you're jumping. all
Oh,
over.
okay.
All right, so sorry, we covered Alice, we covered Avatar. X-Men, I think, is just kind of honestly, it kind of speaks for itself. Like, everyone's freaking out about it. So, I mean, I think
X-Men.
Those shots. I mean,
it's
it is
just fun. It's just fun.
I want to go play it right now.
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
play field. Like those shots are just primo.
Yeah, and it's just they're like satisfying.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you want to keep doing it. It's
Yeah.
really cool. So I'm trying to think of like what other like outlier stuff was here that was kind of interesting. Like, I mean, you guys, I'm
The
thinking about it.
homebrews, maybe.
The
Yeah.
homebrews were cool. Yeah.
Homebrews.
Homebrews were cool.
What is that giant game? It's
So
bigger
that's-
than Godzilla.
so
Mothership.
Mothership.
And that they
It
said
didn't
it's
work.
Bigger
not
than
gonna play till
Hercules.
next year.
Okay.
So next year, their
Okay.
idea is that's going to come here and actually be playable, which I'm assuming it's going to be like a cue ball or something, right? Or a
I don't know.
gigantic silver pin. I don't know, something like that. But
Racquetball.
that was cool. And then did you guys see? This thing kind of blew my mind, and I was like, "Oh, this looks dumb and quirky." But then I played it. I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is actually really cool." Have you seen the thing that you hug? It's like a barrel.
Oh, I didn't play it, but I
No.
saw
So
someone
imagine-
playing it.
So
Yeah.
imagine someone builds like a mini pinball playfield in like a barrel,
So like a cocktail table that's only like this big.
but you
Okay.
like hug it. So you're like playing it. What am I doing? You like play it over. You're like,
It's like this.
It's like this. Yes.
Right?
I think.
Any excuse she has to flex. ladies and gentlemen.
Do you work out?
Nah.
Just a
So
little.
so no. So you kind of like hug the thing, But and you know, those shorter play fields are kind of tough, right? Because they go so fast. But
Yeah.
but I was having fun with it.
Well, we need to try it.
You do. It's
You
cool.
There is no way I'm hugging anything at a convention.
Right.
Oh
right.
shit! You know what?
Like-
See, I don't think I just do.
Right,
And
right.
like, now that you say that, like
There was hand
They should
sanitizer.
Was there like
Clo-
was there armpit sanitizer? Because I feel like you're getting like.
We'll
you
go
see-
look at it. Well, Jamie will play
I'll
it.
go play it.
Yeah, he'll play it. We'll record him playing it.
I feel like I need to talk to you guys before I do things sometimes. I should be like, hey, I'm about to hug this pinball machine. Be like, no.
Don't worry about it, because on electricbatarcade.com, we're going to have a tab. It's convention tips and tricks.
Yeah.
All right, I'm looking forward to that. I really am. All right, so the homebrew was cool. There was I didn't get to play it yet, but it's like maybe it was Borderlands where there's like hydraulics that move the. I didn't play it, so I don't know.
Play that.
I didn't play it, but I heard about
Was
it.
that the Overwatch one?
No,
Oh, there's a
it's
separate
there's a
one.
Borderlands
Yeah,
one.
Borderlands.
Yeah.
They moved a few, like some of the good homebrews are not in the homebrews, which is kind of weird, right? Like Tony
Yeah.
Hawk.
I
is-
still
a
haven't
different-
played Tony Hawk.
So I need
Tony
to play
Hawk's
that 'cause
fun.
that looked really interesting. like
Everyone
different.
said it was awesome.
Okay.
It is.
yeah.
It's awesome. It's fun to play.
So yeah, I mean, for the people listening, like there's never been a Tony Hawk pinball machine, and
No.
but the wire ramps are crazy, and I think it's trying to like simulate like a half pipe or something.
We'll go
Like,
check it out.
It,
Yeah.
it looks very cool. It's been mostly working, but the last time I went over, it was like down. They were just doing some work on it. So yeah, that's one to definitely check out. So and the homebrew area is like actually more official this year. It's usually
Yeah.
like shoved in a corner, and it kind of seems like you're going into
Yes.
like the dark, you know.
Right.
like this, I don't know.
And
whatever. Dark area.
it may be sponsored by a bunch of people, but Marco Specialties is also sponsoring it. They are really supporting the homebrew community recently.
Yeah.
They even have this like
Yeah, that kid.
loot box.
Yeah, did you see that?
Yes, it's
Loot
like
box.
it's like
it's
$150 or something.
$150. It's a kit to start your homebrew at home.
Oh no way!
But it
Yeah,
has-
like that's.
But it has
cool.
random stuff, so it's like has plastic ramps. It's actual stuff that's in existing pinball
like, is it enough
machines.
to, like you could build your first build.
I think it's
So
a
there's
start.
multiple ramps, and
Okay.
then there are wire forms. I think there are some ball guides. There's some
That's cool.
hardware.
Isn't that
Cool
wild?
idea. Yeah.
So I think if you have like kind of a lower playfield, I haven't opened one up, but I think if you have just like flippers and all that already going, this is how you can make the upper part. And
That
when
is
I was talking
cool.
to Marco about it, and he was saying, yeah, there's everything in there, and if you want to just like chop up ramps and kind of Frankenstein
Yeah.
things
Mhm.
together, there's a lot of different things in there that would facilitate that.
is
It sounded
awesome.
really,
See, I
really
like
cool.
That. That's cool.
Right.
See, I have no
yeah.
desire to invent my own pinball machine, but then when it's like, oh, you put it together in a kit, like, sign me up. I'm gonna start like tinker toying this
that's
stuff
the kind
together.
of stuff that I think you do more stuff like that. You get like a dad that likes pinball, a
Mm-hmm.
mom, whatever, and then they're like
Yeah.
showing their kids like, hey, we're gonna do this project and build a little pinball. Like that's cool
For
shit.
sure.
Because I remember when my son was little, there was like these build a computer things with like Raspberry Pis, and he actually coded a game.
Very cool.
Yeah, like, and that's kind of cool stuff. And he lost a little bit of interest in it because he has like the complete opposite brain of me. He's like,
Yeah.
what you like is dorky and geeky and stupid. So it didn't really work. I was trying to get him to be a nerd. It didn't work.
Yeah.
So whatever. But I think it could work for a kid that was curious.
Yeah,
like that.
sure.
But no, I wanted before we like wrap up. There's one thing. This is the first year I think we're gonna get live music tonight.
Really?
There's gonna be a band tonight.
I
yeah.
heard that at like from 8 p.m.
Where-
until 2
Yeah,
a.m.
there's
Where?
a band here. Somewhere on
think
the
it-
floor, I think, right?
I
Or is
kind
out
of
of the
thought it
floor?
was at the Stern. Maybe I'm wrong where it was. I guess it wouldn't make sense for it to be on the Stern. But yes, I heard this
But
as
that's-
well.
Yeah, that's the first. year
8
they did
p.m.
it.
to 2 a.m.
Wow.
Cool, let's
live
go.
music.
The Houston show had Wang Chung, so
I heard that. That's
let's
actually.
try to beat that.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Rob Burke.
Yeah.
Can you beat Wang Chung? I don't think so.
So I would like before we get done here, I'd like to talk about my favorite parts of this
Okay,
show.
yeah. Let's go.
were obviously the people. Like my favorite part is just like we got to meet Jamie for the first time in
Yeah.
person, and it's awesome. Like all your friends from all over the world,
Yeah.
you get to hang out, right? But Rob Burke's free play room, where he brought in the Hankins, which are
Right.
these Australian. It's Australian, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pinball machines. We've never seen any of those. Like some Japanese machines, like just a bunch of rare and foreign
Yeah.
machines you're never going to see anywhere. And he trucked those things up And
Did those
like
come from Gerard or from his, like, probably from
yeah, they came from
Pastimes.
Pastimes. Yeah.
Cool.
So he drove them up, and like we've been having a great time just playing dollar games on those, or just seeing like this is some stuff we're never gonna see again.
Yeah.
I guess unless we go to Pastimes, which we should do.
You guys totally should.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a fun place.
But really cool, unique
Yeah,
stuff.
and that truly is. You're talking about how rare Alice is going to be. These things, literally, you will see these nowhere.
Yeah.
This
There
is
was a
it.
Dennis Lilly. Was it Lilly? Dennis Lilly.
Is that
Yeah.
the
cricket?
The cricket
game.
I want
We're
that game.
addicted to this
Yeah.
cricket game.
I gotta go in there because I went in there last night, but it was so packed that I actually saw you playing. It looks like there's some like thing that looks like Burt Reynolds on the back.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Dennis Lilly.
Yeah, and you were like
It's
tearing it up,
amazing.
and I was like, "Oh, this looks cool," but
Yeah.
then it was just too many people in there.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go in there tonight, I think. And there was a bunch of cool stuff in there.
Yeah, it's right next to Empire Strikes Back, the Hankin Empire
Yep.
Strikes Back, which
That's a cool
everyone
game,
goes
too.
to. It's cool, but Dennis Lilly is.
That's the game.
It really is better.
The geometry on that playfield is just
Well,
unbelievable.
and he's got so it's kind of like it spans generations because there's some EMs in there, right? They've got a bunch of stuff. I saw there was a Varcon, so there's like rare things. I mean, there's only 90 something of those
Yeah.
made,
Yeah.
so there's some cool stuff.
There's
in
a
there for sure.
Sega. There's a Japanese EM/solid state.
It's got solid state relays, but it's designed like an EM, and there are like magnets in it. What was that called? Surfing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Surfing by
And what's the origins of that? Is that like a Japanese game?
Japanese game.
They tried to get in. Sega tried to get into the Japanese market way back in the day. It didn't quite work, and I think they made like 2 or 3 machines.
Okay.
And they're very sought after, extremely rare. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. So I guess if you're watching this and you haven't come down yet, that definitely check out that free play room. They had kind of that stuff before on the floor, but it wasn't like. I think it's kind of cool that they put it in its own room.
Yeah.
You know, so you can go
Right. Yeah,
go
for
hang
sure.
out over there. Yeah.
And that used to be how Expo was. Those used to be in a separate
different
room.
rooms, yeah.
And historically, my experience was always by the second day, half of that stuff wasn't working. Like it just, they didn't
Yeah.
used to stay working. And now they must have
They have
more
they have-
text,
they have
better
text
text.
in there in that
Yeah.
room. Yeah.
And those games are like staying working. So it's a
Yeah.
real pleasure to play those.
Are we going to get into the star of the show? Not me.
Well, I was gonna say what you thought was the winner of the show, but if that's
Okay.
what you mean, is that what you mean?
Do you want to go with it?
Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I want to know. Like, what do you think? What's like the winner of the show? Yeah.
Well, it's the machine that was just brought to the floor today. It has the longest lines we've ever seen.
I mean,
The new
It's actually
Metallica.
kind of crazy.
it is kind of crazy, the lines.
Right? I mean, but isn't it crazy to think like? I know. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep going.
Well, the new Metallica.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is.
Yeah, I talked to a guy who waited for 2 hours and 45 minutes to play Metallica, which, it's the same gameplay. He's played Metallica before,
Yeah.
but just to experience this new Metallica, and it's awesome. It's a beautiful game, and it actually kind of does feel different, even though it's the
Well,
same.
I don't. And you watched me play it at the factory, and I don't understand. So we had an old Metallica.
Yeah.
Right, and I've never. My ball won. I had like 180 million.
Yeah.
This game just feels different. It is fun. It's a little bit longer playing. It's more fun, but I think the geometry is the same. I don't understand why I was just killing this game.
It was
could it-
weird. We were both playing.
Maybe. Well, I did get better since the last one.
Yeah, no, but this wasn't that. Like, we both put up much. Yeah,
This is
you're not
making
that
me-
much
for
better.
the people listening, this is making me depressed because it was like my best game of the whole weekend, and they're like, yeah, it's like 10 times easier than it used to be. But like, I mean, I don't know, it's kind of easy now.
Why'd they do that to you?
Yeah.
And I was like pumped
not
up.
neat.
I was
But
so amped.
This game is absolutely gorgeous. It's fun. Everybody's loving it.
Yeah, Sparky looks really cool.
Sparky-
Oh, the Sparky's really cool.
Really cool.
Yeah.
And then the hammer that comes down is really bigger and cool.
Yeah.
The animations, the black and white
Very cool
line
animation.
drawing
Yes.
animations are, I think, my favorite animations in all of
Yeah.
pinball.
Yeah, spinners,
Optical spinners.
opto spinners.
Yeah, I think the thing that was kind of interesting this morning is like obviously everyone's like all hyped for X-Men, but when they rolled those two things in, it actually I kind of felt a little bit bad for the X-Men games because the line got so long and so dense that one row of X-Men games that's over here, like I don't think people can actually see them
Right.
now because of the line.
Right, which is good for us because we can sneak in there and
Yeah,
play
I
them.
know.
We've been
Actually-
sneaking in that room.
Actually,
Yeah.
the funny thing is, I was like, if you guys, like, there's people toward the end of the line, I'm like, honestly, you could probably go play a ton of X-Men right now, maybe wait later, which I don't know, maybe that's a bad bad strategy, but the line's not probably going to go down much. Maybe later on into the evening.
Yeah,
But no, that was. What do you guys think about the timing of that? Like, was it good or bad to do that right on top of the Uncanny X-Men? Or does it not matter?
I don't think it matters.
matter.
I don't think
Yeah,
it
I don't
matters because
think it
they're
matters.
both A+ games,
Yeah.
and they're both going to sell. And man, variety is the spice of
Yeah.
life.
Yeah. I mean, I think because that's a remaster of a game that people really liked already. It's not like, to me, that's just. It seems like that's going to be their normal cadence now. It's like let's make a vault or a remaster,
Sure.
or whatever it is, of a popular game, and we'll fill that in. But it's kind of cool though. Like for me, being a little bit newer, it's kind of cool to see it that it wasn't a Spike 2 game and now it's a Spike 2 game. Like that's
Yeah.
kind of cool because that added this like what we could have done if we had that then.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then think about Stern has a really good relationship with both of the license holders, Marvel and the band Metallica. So this is they're going to be making this game for years.
Yeah.
Both of these games.
Yeah, and honestly, the other thing that was kind of cool to see, I know they only did 500 LEs, but every single distributor I talked to, they sold out.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
gone.
That's cool because
It was
feel
gone
like,
within like 15 minutes.
Well, I feel like over the last like maybe year plus, we haven't seen LEs sell out like that. So that's
Right.
cool. Like that just goes.
We're
to show,
back. It
like,
feels
yeah,
good.
It does feel good. And I know, and 500 is still a lot of games to sell out like in a day or
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty cool. Anything that any of you guys saw like go one by one that was like outside of the stuff we talked about, they're like, oh wow, that was I didn't expect that.
I didn't expect to have fun on Space Hunt, and I really did. I really enjoyed Space Hunt. It's some French game. No one told me anything about it. There was no line. I walked up to it, and I played this weird game of Space Hunt, and I really enjoyed it.
All right, well I'm gonna have to check.
so
I'm gonna check that out.
it's
I don't
really-
know anything about that.
It's
so.
really pretty.
All right.
I mean,
Is
there's
it,
not much
what
going
era,
on.
What era is that?
Brand new. It's a brand
Oh.
new French company that put out a game called Space Hunt.
Oh, so this is a game that if you're in France, you could buy.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think so.
Oh, wow. Okay. All
I
right.
tried to read the literature for it was all in French.
Right.
So I'm like doing my best to try and convert it to Spanish and, try and translate it. Whenever I stepped up to play it, there was a stuck ball on that, and it
Oh, no.
it doesn't
Right.
override
It's
that.
spinning the ball. It's having problems with the second ball coming out of the trough thing. So shake it up and you'll be all right. That's
Is it-
my
is it-
advertisement for Space Hunt.
Oh, nice. It's my turn.
Yeah.
Or you want to go? You finished off. I'll go first.
Wow.
One highlight was really
Oh.
I received my Pinball Expo Superstars of 2024
Oh, no way.
trading
Congrats.
card.
Yeah.
Now I don't have the real thing here. This is just on my phone, but I'm going to give you one.
All right.
All right, and so I'm actually going to send one off and have it graded, so I can.
Wow.
Yeah.
So can I give you the Todd Tuckey gave me a tip on those.
Okay.
Because he has tons of those. He's like, you need to buy this pen, and it's like, so if people want them signed, it's this awesome, it's like this fine point silver paint stuff, and it's killer. It looks cool up against it, and it writes. Smooth.
Oh, I'll have
So,
to.
yeah,
I'll have to.
I'll hook you
Yeah,
up.
cool. Thank
Yeah, I'll
you.
hook
Thank
up with
you.
Oh my gosh.
That was a good pitch.
You like
that was
that?
a good. It was funny. I liked it.
Is that really it though? There's nothing else you want to?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
it's a good highlight. It
There's
is a
just
good
so much. The homebrew stuff, but the real highlight, man, we can play pinball anywhere, but we can't hang out with these people
Yeah,
anywhere. And for all of these like cool individuals to be here with the manufacturers, all of the media personalities.
For my first expo, it's been really wild to
Right.
especially meet people that I've had on our podcast
Right.
and have gotten to know and become very friendly with. It's weird, but when I'm walking through the expo with them, it's a little intimidating because 1 in 1,000 people know me and 1 in 50 know you. So
Yeah.
it takes a
Now.
long time. It takes a long time to get to the Marco booth with them. So I'm not walking with them anymore.
Right.
I'll just meet them.
Right, and he's for real. He's like, I'll just meet you. I'm not walking with
I'm
you.
not walking with you
Like
anymore. It's
after
too
day
long.
one. After day one, like.
It's too many people stopping Rachel and Cale.
Yeah.
I can't deal with it.
And that's really true. So many people have stopped us and said, we love your podcast, and if you guys are listening to this, man, we truly appreciate it, and we promise we have more episodes coming. You know, we've.
You guys have been busy, though.
Yeah, we've been busy. We're going to do more than.
What's up with one a month? Let's talk about it right now.
I'm going to up. It's not enough.
It's horseshit.
It's not enough. I know.
A little more.
No,
We can do better.
because I like bro. Do you talk pinball?
Yeah, bro, do you even know pinball?
Yeah.
The Buffalo Pinball.
Once a
guys.
month. I want more. That's one of my favorites.
I love that podcast.
those guys.
Kevin's here. Kevin Meaney's here.
Is he really?
Yeah. You haven't met him? You haven't seen him?
I didn't see him.
Kevin's awesome.
I gotta talk to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But definitely my favorite thing is the people and meeting people again that you've been in contact with, emailed back and forth, or they've written in. And whenever we're doing the podcast, it does just feel like we're sitting in our bedroom or in some room in our house, right? It just we're hanging out, and it's so weird. Like, wow, people like.
They're actually listening.
People listen.
Yeah.
It has been nice, actually.
It feels really good, and it's so awesome to meet all those people.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful for the people that say like, hey Rachel, hey,
Yeah.
But hanging out with the folks is always the best part of Expo.
I think too, the thing that's cool, like you can't underestimate the power of the YouTube algorithm. Like there's people that probably watch lots of pinball content, right? Like people that you have the people that know who Electric Bat is, but you have to also think there's people that are watching other content, and your content's going to get recommended to them. So like that reach can be really big.
Okay.
Like I actually think you guys didn't tell me you were doing the podcast. I think it just said like up next, and it was you guys, and I was like, oh crap, I didn't know they did the podcast. And then of course I do now, but like so
well, thank you Google or
that's
whoever's doing that.
It's true.
Alphabet.
Yeah, I mean think about it. There are people, I do this, maybe I'm the only freak that does this, but sometimes I'll just type into YouTube pinball and say, show me the last 7 days. So you'll see every single thing that got published about pinball in the last 7 days. And if you did a podcast,
there's the hot tip, guys.
Your thing's coming up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or Wormhole's coming up. So, yeah, I mean, it's awesome. So, more pinball content, the better is good. I don't know if I have, like, one. I don't want to be, like, I don't want to be repetitive and say what you guys are saying, but I think for me, it's that Stern tour we did months back for John Wick. I met a lot of people through that. And then we were kind of messaging through Messenger and other things, and so like now they've sort of become friends. So it's cool to like see them here now and like expand that network of people I know within the pinball community. So that's
it's
really
like
cool.
summer camp, but like a couple times a year.
Yeah.
You get to like see your friends back.
Yeah.
Like
It's
what have you
just
done
like
since then?
A crazy. I don't know. Like even when I talked to, I didn't even say this actually. Actually, you know what was kind of interesting? I'll say this. This was actually cool. The Turner, is it Turner Pin? Yeah, Turner Pinball, right?
Ninja Eclipse? Yeah.
Like that guy last year came here with a very innovative cabinet, and then basically the whole pinball community pooped on it and said, we want a coin door, we want a regular cabinet. Yeah. And I talked to him about that a little bit. I was like, how'd that like make you feel, right? I was like, that must have been tough. He's like, it was tough, but like. He's like, I guess I didn't even understand how much that meant to people, that if they were going to buy this game and put it in a lineup with other games, like even if they liked the game, they want it to look like it belongs with the other games. Right. And so like, I don't know, I felt like he had come a long way. There were some things that he had to like obviously maneuver around costs. Like he had some sculpts that were like, I don't know, there was like this Japanese looking building in the back.
Is that not in the...
It's now a plastic.
Okay.
But he kind of had to do that to get the cost where he needed it.
Yeah.
But I feel like he's, to sell 1,000 or to almost sell 1,000 of those, that's a pretty big deal for someone that's brand new.
Huge.
Is he selling 1,000 or is it?
Oh, sorry, 100, not 1,000. Sorry, you're right.
Oh,
Thank
100.
you.
Wow, that's
100.
going to be super rare.
Yeah, it's 100. So I think he's at like 90 something. I think he
That's
said he's
fantastic.
close. Yeah, so it's cool,
Yeah.
And he's such a nice guy. But he said something that I think sometimes people that do shows like this or like yours don't realize, like, if you go in really hard on something and you never played it, right? Like this community is so small that it just like kind of migrates everywhere, and it becomes almost like this virus of like, that game sucks or whatever it is. I'm not
There's
talking
no
about Ninja
guns
Eclipse.
in Wick.
Yeah, like something like that, and it goes fast.
Yeah.
And it can really have
Isn't
a
it
negative
wild?
impact, but it can really impact some of these companies.
Yeah.
But I think people don't realize like the power in that. And I'm not saying that people should censor themselves, but maybe the delivery of that information could be a little bit more like maybe how a news reporter would do it. Like it's information, and then like you go play it and you can kind of come to your own conclusion.
All right, let's go back and talk about the one-up arcade thing. And I'm really sorry, one-up.
Oh boy,
I didn't know what the hell was going on.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be great.
There you go.
Actually, shit.
I
Can
am-
we do that on this show?
I am looking very forward to what's
next
going
year's
on.
going to be awesome.
Yeah.
One up.
we're all going to be in a 3-hour line for the White Rabbit.
The White
You
Rabbit.
know
Yeah.
what, though? I will say this. None of us said that, like, well, there wasn't anything to say it was crap because it didn't have a game. Like, there's no game
Right,
to play.
right.
It's literally
But,
black.
Yeah.
but I think it is good criticism to say, if you're going to come to a show like this where you know there's all these pinball enthusiasts, and these aren't like fly-by-night casual players. The people
Yeah.
that come here are hardcore. I mean, to come to a show like this, I think there's
Yeah.
probably some casuals, but a lot of people I meet, they have multiple games in their house. They play in tournaments. Their kid, they get their families into it. It's a big deal.
Right.
And you wanna put your best foot forward in a situation like this.
100%.
I think. I
I'm
just think
sorry
that's
I
smart.
brought it back up.
No,
That's
it's
on me.
smart. That is
Jamie
like
did
good.
that.
That's why we're here.
Jamie
We're,
did
we're,
that.
we're working things out.
It'd be like you guys opening up an electric bat and like you got
Having
a bunch of broken games in it. People are gonna go,
Yeah.
cool. I'm never going back there.
Right.
You know, I mean that's.
But
the truth
that
of it.
gives us the chance to fix it. You know, I like, the internet and the fact that everybody has a voice is a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
But, man, we're not going to put the genie back in the bottle,
Yeah.
right? People are going to say what they
Yeah,
want
exactly.
to
They're
say.
gonna say what they're gonna say.
And I think, the manufacturers just need to listen to it
Yeah.
and actually act on it. And it seems like that's what Turner did.
Yeah, and I think when the criticism starts to get nasty, it's usually because people keep repeating the same thing and nothing's changing.
Yeah.
And that actually kind of gets justified at that point because you're like, we've been telling you, like our voices are loud. We've been telling you, and
Yeah.
nothing's changing.
Yeah.
And I think most of these, the majority of these companies actually do try to listen to that.
For
stuff.
sure.
It feels that way, especially with like code updates and things. If there's something not quite working right.
Yeah.
So
Speaking of companies listening, Rachel and I got to do something that I think a lot of people don't know about.
Okay,
Stern invited us to an operator meeting,
oh, very cool.
and it was
Okay.
there were a ton of operators in there.
Maybe like 25 or
Yeah,
something.
filled the conference room, and we met with Seth and the whole Gary,
Yeah.
George, the whole crew, and they wanted to know what we all wanted to see in a Stern Insider Connected.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Right.
Like as operators, what
Yeah.
features would be valuable to
Yeah.
us?
And we sat down and they wrote down. We watched it happen. They wrote down a whole list, and then we prioritized it for them.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh no way, that's awesome.
So
Yeah.
cool. And well, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say and then like the next slide was here's what we thought you might want. And it was like a list of, prioritization
Yeah.
of different stuff. And it was interesting how much there was like,
Was there synergy
there was
between
there
them or
was some
no?
agreement and some things were made a lot of sense and some stuff were like, yeah, no, that doesn't really matter to us.
Yeah.
So like, okay, cool. Like we'll put that further down the list. And so that was like very, very much, this is stuff that's going to roll out in the next week, month, 3 months, 6 months. So we're going to see
That's
this
cool.
Oh, that's
change.
That'd
Yep.
be awesome.
And
So
this is
was-
feedback that
yeah.
we've taken from
Yeah.
our, not just what Cale and I think, but these were all operators that had, fingers in a lot of
Yeah.
stuff. And
How many were in the room with you guys?
I think there was about 25 to
Yeah.
30
There was a
So that was
ton.
during
people.
this trip.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 We
That's
snuck off to a secret meeting.
Yeah.
The coolest part, I mean, the coolest part was them listening and actually caring. But then they gave us a sneak preview of the update that's coming out,
Yeah.
and there is some
People are going to be very happy.
Yes, there's some
For
very
home and location, or is it? Or
well, yes, for
Yes.
So
everyone.
you're talking about Insider Connected as a whole, not just
The whole
operator
thing.
the
specific.
application.
Okay. Oh wow.
Did you sign an NDA?
I did not.
So let's talk about it.
No, I don't think there's anything. All they said is we couldn't take photos because they were showing us.
Oh, okay.
And we couldn't take photos, but I mean, I'll tell you one thing that's going to be great. You're going to be able to share your badges to social.
That's
No,
smart.
Oh,
no
that's
more,
cool.
no more screen grabs, and
Okay.
then it's going to be built in. Like they want to bring a social
Yeah.
aspect to Insider Connected.
We were talking last night over dinner and said, I think it'd be cool if because I can follow you right now on Insider Connected and you have no idea I followed you. But it would be kind of cool to say like, hey, Ralph just followed you. And you might want to follow me back, or you might want to authorize the follow. I don't know. depending on
Exactly.
how- if you want to like be a little bit more private about
And they
it.
went over that. There's a
Yeah.
lot of privacy concerns that they are sensitive to.
Well, we don't
Yeah.
want, Cale's fans to know exactly where he is at all times.
Like I just
And that's
logged in at
dangerous.
Wormhole.
It just logged in at Wormhole,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
this flock of people coming
Yeah,
to Wormhole.
right.
It's dangerous for us.
Right. Yeah.
So let me. I just want to. This is just like kind of summary of what you just said. So you guys basically got a chance to do like a brainstorming session of what you all want, and but they didn't share their roadmap before, so you weren't influenced by their roadmap.
Right,
They
they
kind of
showed
wanted
it
to see.
after.
Love the
like,
way
how
they did it.
close are you guys to them, and then
Yep.
maybe they might reprioritize based on. That's actually really cool.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
mean, we live we
Yeah, Taylor was sitting right there with her laptop,
Yeah, typing
running
it
the
in.
whole thing. Taylor Bancroft.
That's
Is she still
awesome.
Bancroft?
I think
she
that's
got married
still-
recently. Yeah, I don't know, but we know who she is.
Taylor.
Yeah, Taylor, and she was doing everything live. We were there. We were part of this group that is, molding inside of Connected.
Awesome.
Before we wrap, there was something we did not talk about Spooky at all, and there was a question in there about did anyone play Looney? I know Looney Tunes isn't the newest one. Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Well,
is.
they're
Well,
the
they
same
came. They're the
game.
same game.
Oh yeah, that's right. They
Yeah.
just
We
like,
have a
skinned
Looney
them. So
Tunes.
what do you got? I mean, I don't know. That's
I
not-
played Looney. It was the first time. I'd only played Texas Chainsaw, so I
Yeah.
played Looney a couple of times, and I got to meet Bug, and it was really nice.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
I think I haven't played Texas Chainsaw, but I think Looney Tunes is their best game yet. Most people would say TNA, but I consider TNA a Scott Denisi game, and Spooky brought it to the public. But I think this is. I mean, they're learning. You can tell with every game they're learning and they're changing. There are a lot of software issues with it. It's super glitchy. I mean, we're operating one, so we see a lot of stuff that the homeowner's not going to see. But they reached out to us when they heard we were having problems. We have a direct line with them, and we're helping them, work things out. But it's very cool. One incredible thing. Do you guys remember the episode of Looney Tunes with the opera singer?
Yeah,
It just
sure.
So there's a mode, and it does that for like 2 minutes straight. And I thought something was wrong with the game. Did you hear
Oh my
that?
gosh,
Yes.
What is this?
I ran over to him. Our friend Walter's playing. I was like, is it the machine locked up? It's just like, and he's like laughing. He's like, no, look, it's still working. And but so they're doing really funny stuff. And I'm glad
All right,
there's
well, now I got to check that out.
I'm glad there's a company out there that's doing like just crazy shit.
And I love their attitude. Like
Yeah.
whenever
They seem very
we
positive.
had those issues, they were very quick to reach out to us, and they really care
wanted to help you
about
guys.
solutions and making the very best game that they can make. And I like that. I love that.
Yeah,
that
that
means
is
a lot
awesome.
to
Kill
me.
the rabbit.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we could probably talk for even longer. Like I'm
Yeah.
thinking about it
Yeah,
now. and I'm like
there's
thinking of, like,
there's a Starbucks right here, right around the corner.
You wanted some more caffeine? Is
No,
that what
no, I'm good.
I'm just
good.
thinking about like all the other things now but you know what we'll have to do like another session where we talk about because there's some things there that are at the show that I think get less attention I'd love to get takes on. Like I know P3 Multimorphic's been out for a while. I did finally play it a little bit.
Which one did you play?
I
Final
played,
Resistance,
I
or did you
played
play?
both Final Resistance and then Princess Bride.
Princess
so
Bride.
I have some opinions on like from a but we'll cover. I just think basic level from a technology perspective, I find it interesting with the idea and concept. There's some cool creative things like magnetic side art, like all of that's pretty cool. But we'll have to talk about that another time.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah.
This the music in the Princess Bride puts me to sleep. That's the
It
only
is a
problem.
little
I have.
what?
sleepy.
It's the only issue. Like I don't need harps when I'm playing.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I love.
I want to go
P3.
check it out. I haven't played it yet, but I want to play Drained. Have you seen that
Yeah,
module?
I have seen the
Like
module.
that-
Very cool
but
looking.
I have not played it.
It's the one that looks like Edward Gorey art. So it's
don't
like
think
black
I-
and white pen art.
How old is it?
It's one of their earlier ones.
Okay, I don't think
that
I've
I think
seen
it was
it.
like right
a
after.
couple
high-
years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it came out. Yeah.
I would love to play that too.
Okay. I played Weird Al. I've played Princess Bride, and then the one that's like, isn't it supposed to be like the spiritual successor to Total Nuclear Annihilation or
yeah.
something?
Yeah, what Scott Denisi's
Well, Scott-
latest
Final Resistance.
Final Resistance, yeah.
So-
Final Resistance is fantastic.
Yeah, that one.
Do
was
they have
pretty
that on
cool.
the floor?
Yeah. They do.
Yeah.
Oh, we have to play it.
That one was pretty cool, actually. I liked that. The only problem I had was, I don't know, maybe I was just really tired. I felt like I couldn't see that. I had to like kind of play like a little crouched down to see those like shots underneath that thing. But maybe that's just, I was really tired at the time. So I don't
Yeah.
know, but I was playing like.
You're tall also. You're a tall guy. Yeah.
See? All right. Well, compared to some other pinball content creators, I am a little
Right,
tall.
right.
No, I'm just kidding. That's stupid. Anyways,
No worries.
I met him last night, so.
Oh,
you
yeah.
did?
I was like, man, this guy's really short.
Yeah, right. That's the first thing.
I was like, man.
I've seen him in person before, so I knew.
I was like, man,
Yeah.
you got a lot of bark for a short guy, but all right.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I'm no longer intimidated.
Right.
All right, so sorry, bud. So
No worries.
that's it. I think we're good. I think we're done. I appreciate you guys joining. This was fun. I'm probably.
you so
it
much.
sounded like there was some issues with the stream audio. So what I'm going to do is just so everyone can hear this the proper way, I'll re-upload it later on as its own thing.
Yeah.
Maybe later on today.
Put a
if
little
I can.
compression on it and all
just
that
get
stuff.
It all, get it right.
Yeah.
So yeah, but the stream was a little bit of a last minute thing. So thank you everybody who joined.
Thank you
and,
guys so much. That was
yeah,
great. Ralph,
any-
thank you so much. Thank you, Cale and
thank you.
Rachel.
Yeah.
Any closing things? Anything you want to plug? Talk about real quick?
Wormhole.
We have a stream next weekend. It's our biggest event of the year. It's a charity event for our charity, which Wormhole is a 501c3, and it's called the Bayou Bash. There's actually 2 tickets available, and it's a 2-day event with lots of whoppers, and it's a total costume party. So it's a Halloween. Everyone dresses to the nines. And we'll stream 2 days of that, and that'll be fun to watch.
Cool.
Someone dressed as Dracula play Dracula, because we
That's
actually have a
awesome.
Bram Stoker's there. So that's our poke.
We have the Electric Bat 6th Anniversary Bash coming up, and it is on November 2nd is Saturday. We also have a pre-tournament on Friday, finals on Sunday with some consolation and some additional tournaments. There are tickets available for that. It's limited, so we're getting close to being sold out on that. You can go to electricbatarcade.com.
Yeah.
Find out info about that.
Sweet. I'm gonna go to that.
Yep.
I know I keep saying this one I'm going to. For
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Excellent.
And follow news on Instagram, Electric Bat Arcade. Follow us on Instagram. That's
definitely.
Yeah,
we're
Wormhole
all
Pinball.
over.
Wormhole Pinball.
Okay, Wormhole Pinball.
Well, are you on Instagram? You're
I
not.
am,
no,
but I
I've
don't
I've
use it much.
messaged you.
Yeah.
I've shared your stuff, and I don't hear anything. I check my DMs.
Because Instagram's
I-
like the one thing I don't do. I need to get on it.
Unfortunately, you're gonna have to get on that.
I know. I guess.
Yeah.
I do a little TikTok. I do Facebook. I do YouTube. Now the Spotify.
Are
and
you
Apple
getting anything
Podcasts.
out of TikTok?
We're
Not
getting
really.
more TikTok now.
Really?
It's totally weird. Like we'll get
Yeah, but I think
500 and then
It's like
1,500,
bots,
2,000.
right?
Your
I think
guys'
so.
friend, I'm like, he's got this formula, man. Like, I don't know.
Oh,
this isn't
Co?
gonna- this isn't
Co.
gonna
You talking
translate.
about Co?
I need to be like, I need the spot in the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be like, I'm Retro Ralph, and I'm, like,
Yeah,
it
I know,
works.
dude.
Yeah.
It's the thing. It's
Yeah.
the dramatic. It's the freaking spot.
That's my boy,
yeah,
dude.
Yeah.
Nobody has the freaking spot.
He's
I
got
need
the
that.
spot. He's got the whole unsolved mysteries
No,
things
'cause when
going
he's
on.
coming in, I'm like,
It's so good.
I know he's gonna land on that spot every time, and then
So,
he's
you
got
know,
it. He's got it.
I
He's
discovered
killing
him.
it. He's
I-
really killing it,
I
dude.
so I was on Instagram.
I'm being serious. He is crushing.
Oh,
it.
no, I know, dude.
No,
I love him so much. I put him on my podcast. He's my
yeah,
co-host.
they have a
on
show together.
Yeah, no,
on a
I
show.
knew that.
Yeah. So I found him. I was on Instagram and I saw this guy pop up and I was like, is this even real? This looks like AI, And then
Rachel, come look at this. Is this real?
I kept getting into it and I started sending him messages and he's responding. I was like, this is a real dude.
Yeah.
And then, we became online buddies and I turned him on to Wormhole. And,
Yeah, we interviewed him, and then I'm like, this guy's really smart.
if
He's
people don't know
really
what it's Co, but what is
Quarter Drop Arcade.
Quarter
Quarter
Drop
Drop.
Arcade.
So Quarter
Yeah.
Drop Arcade on Instagram and YouTube Shorts and TikTok. But
Yeah.
Instagram is where he's blowing up mostly.
Yeah.
No, killing it. So, all right, one last thing, rapid fast.
Fast,
This
fast.
is the last thing. I am Italian. I don't say goodbye. It takes me 5,000 hours.
Yeah.
So this
Okay.
podcast will go forever. Everything
Okay.
will die. Batteries will power down. But we gotta wrap it up. So this is fast, and you can't take too long.
Okay.
Because this was a question someone asked. What IP would you want to see turn into a pinball that you just want, and you don't, whether it's possible or not?
We have
you
the
just-
same one.
Just okay.
Go ahead.
I'll do the first part. You do the second.
All right.
Yo,
Joe.
G.I. Joe.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Dude, yes.
We absolutely have the exact same one.
And I'll tell you what, this will be amazing. Actually, it was one of the titles included on Stern's survey. Did you get the survey?
I hadn't taken it, but
I took the survey. It was on there, G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe is massive.
Yeah.
The comic's back. They have
I
a
would
great
love that.
Larry Hamm, the guy who's been doing their story since the very beginning, he's still writing for them. Larry Hama.
Okay.
But they've just released a hardcover book of all the comics, and it like completely sold out.
It's so awesome, dude. I was such a G.I. Joe.
But think about Cobra versus G.I. Joe, the stories there, the art. Can you imagine what Zombie Yeti could do with this artwork?
So good.
And most importantly, the fans are Jamie and I's age.
I mean, I'm buying it.
And we got money. We got money to buy these things.
I watched a shitload of G.I. Joe.
Yes.
Oh my God, dude.
And the
Zartan?
G.I.
How bad
Joe,
was Zartan?
yeah, the G.I. Joe movie. Remember the animated, not the original,
the rock shit.
not that one.
Right,
Yeah.
We're geeking out a little too hard.
Go.
Rachel's like,
Okay,
hey,
you go.
I have it. Rachel's like, you said fast. No,
Masters of the Universe.
Oh, it's supposedly that
so I
license
was-
is up for.
There's some.
Oh man, we're never gonna because you just said the thing. There's so many places we could go with that now.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
It's probably never going to happen. We have some information about that. See you later.
Yeah.
You know, mine still would be. I want a proper modern Back to the Future. I really do, and I know that that's supposedly Dutch has it, whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just can't get into the old Back to the Future. I want it done like the right way. Like, get me a killer DeLorean on there.
Sure.
Incorporate the flux capacitor.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do some lock the balls in the
Get
flux
to
capacitor.
88
I mean, you
miles
could
an
do
hour.
a giant amplifier with the guitar, blowing them across the
imagine
room.
The audio
Yeah.
on that. If you could get the Huey Lewis and the News stuff.
Oh.
You
you
gotta get Van Halen though when he puts the thing in dark.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh gosh, that would be that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like there's so many cool scenes in that too. But now I want to know what's going on with Matt. What do you guys know about Masters of the Universe? Like I know the rumor that was going around for a while. We're gonna get. Is this gonna take too long?
I think
You guys gotta get back to the
Nap
show.
Arcade touched on it. So go
Yeah.
check out naparcade.com.
See,
He
I've
wrote
been
a
in
little
like
something. He found out something. So.
Yeah, this morning.
Yeah.
I've been in like this like. I tried to like just focus on this and not do anything else. So so did this a recent article he wrote?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
wrote it this
yeah,
morning.
just yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll check that out, and then we will talk about that on the flip side. So I think we're good. Any last words? Or
No,
we've
thank
done
you
this
so
10
much.
times. Yeah,
Thank you
this was
so much
awesome.
for
So
letting me
much
sit
fun.
in.
Yeah.
So
This
much
was
fun.
great,
No,
too.
I'm
Yeah.
honored that everyone wanted to do it. It took a little coordinating, but we did it.
Thank you, Ralph.
Yeah.
Thanks.
All right, guys.
Thank you,
well,
Rachel,
we'll
Cale.
see everyone. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you on the flip side.